What is up, everybody? It is me, Buster, back for another video, and today we're going to be ranking all the combo cards. Now, there's two ways you could rank these. You can either rank them for class, or you can just rank them in general. We're going to rank them in general because, gonna be honest here, don't feel like breaking them down for each class. But basically, this is going to be a general ranking. I mean, some cards are better than others, some cards are worse than others. This is kind of how I see it. So, and of course, every card is subjective. You can run every card on a character. I'm sure there's a character you can run the worst card on. And at our bottom card, worst card in the game in my opinion, we got Wicked Warrior. This isn't an unusable card. I think every card is usable. This card can be useful on characters like Oob, Deborah, Kid Gohan, but even then there's other cards that are much better on them. You could run Pursuer, Defense Step. So like just Wicked Warrior, if you don't know, it boosts of rush attack damage, but that's not where most of your damage is going to come from. And at number 17, next up, I have Guardian Angel. Now this card is okay. Honestly, I would put this under Wicked Warrior depending on the character, but it has some use. Tanks can use this. Well, you'd pretty much never take this over Defense Step though. You basically take damage for your ally. It's nice, but the better you get at the game, the easier you get at doing that without this card. You could either block them, or even some characters just outright do this on its own. Like Caulifla, she literally, her whole thing is using Provoke to make people attack her. Like, why would you need Guardian Angel? Bardock has Wrath. Even Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, he can push people around or block with his shield to keep his allies alive. Almost all tanks have something like this built in, so this card is meh. And at 16, I have Epic Hunter. Now this card has uses. You can run it on Frieza and Topo, but even then it's meh. I would rather, it will be useless when late game hits, of course. You can switch it out, that's always an option, but I'd rather have like Giant Slayer than this. That way I don't have to worry about switching it out. It's not, it has its uses, but the problem is it's so niche that the only time you're going to be using it is when you're doing bosses, and there's only 4 of them that come every 2 minutes. I'd rather have something like Giant Slayer that I can use in every encounter. At 15, I have Lightning Swift. Now, part of the problem with Lightning Swift is it shares a slot with like Snowball, but also this is a very situational card. It's only damage energy. So characters like Alting Kale, who turns her Vanishing Step into a stun, which Lightning Strike would be amazing with that. Kale and Trunks, they can't take advantage of it. It is definitely one of the worst cards in my opinion. At number 14, we have Art of Decoy. This card is when we reached cards that have a lot of use, but I definitely think this one is one of the worst. It's good for running away, but there's a card that does it a lot better. It still has its uses. It's a really good escape strategy card, but part of the problem with that is tier 2 has some of the best defense cards in the game. So at number 13, we've reached the best of the combo cards. All of these have a really good use, but even then they still has to be a worst of them, and the worst is Prepare to Die. Now this card is good, but the card has some weird moments. Most of the time, when you enter the fight, the enemies will have full HP, which is better for Giant Slayer. I could see a niche for this on certain tanks, but for the most part, I'd rather just have Giant Slayer. Like, Prepare to Die makes you deal more damage than Giant Slayer, but you get more use with Giant Slayer. At number 12, next up, we have Gekishin High. Now this card is really good. It's just really situational. Characters like Gotenks, Hit, Frieza, this card has great uses, but it is very niche, because if you're fighting a tight-knit team, you're almost never going to backdoor. But in solo queue, if you take Hit or Frieza or Gotenks, those are the 3 main ones, and you just primarily backdoor, you're going to freaking win a lot of games. Like, You do not know how many games I've won just by doing stuff like this, even without Gekishin High. And Gekishin High just makes everything so much easier because you get your cooldowns cut in half. Now this is where it gets really hard.
That's what she said.
Because each of these cards are ones I use very often, but I'd have to put Pursuer. This card is good. It's fighting with some of the best cards in the game. But even then, it still holds up very well. One of the biggest problems with it, compared to the other cards in Tier 3, is it has a weird activation cost. And that's you have to hit 2 skills in the span of like a couple seconds, which isn't hard to do. It's just costly. Now, characters like Kale can use this amazingly. She'll be dealing more damage and be faster. Correct. That's awesome. But the problem with that is Kale running the limit breaking jump is insane. This is another very hard one, but I think for number 10, I have Strategic Escape. This card is arguably the best for running away. That speed boost not only helps you escape, it helps you get to safety faster. This card is not only good on techs, I personally run it on Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. You can run it on a lot of tanks, actually. Any characters that have a hard time getting away from enemies, try running Strategic Escape. Next up, I have Take It Easy. Now, if I did this one pre-Kefla, this would be higher. But now, after her, I think it got knocked down a couple pegs. Ever since the build-up nerf, it's gotten pretty good, honestly. But it has definitely been knocked down a bit. And right after that, I have Build-Up. I think the two are neck and neck. It is entirely based on which character you play. Personally, I'm in the middle. Build-Up might be worse than ever, but characters like Kefla and Trunks can farm super quick and get this to max super fast. One of my friends even runs it on Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, which I get. You know, he can farm really quick, so like you can run it on most characters. I've even personally ran it on Bardock and it's worked. So it's up to you whether or not you want to run this or Take It Easy. Next up, we have Backstab. Backstab is amazing on certain characters. Trunks loves this. Hit loves this. 18 loves this. You could even run this on Kale. It can do some insane damage. You can even run this with Kefla. Personally, I like running it with Deborah, but it varies. Definitely one of my favorite cards. And also, just such a versatile card. Being able to half a cooldown of one of your skills is such an underrated feature. For number 6, I have Giant Slayer. One of the greatest cards. More damage for the entire fight is just amazing. The only problem with this card is it's competing with 2 of the best defense cards. Now, you can run this on so many characters. In fact, I've ran into people who run it on freaking Cell. Like, this card is amazing for characters that have long, drawn-out fights. For number 5, I have Solid Barrier. This card isn't as good as it once was. At one point, everybody ran it because it was super busted, but it is still insane. It helps alleviate any one-shotter like Kefla and Piccolo. It's really good on characters like Hit, Trunks, Kale, Kefla because they're so squishy. It helps them stay alive. I played Piccolo in one of the Nuzlocke videos recently, and 2 of the enemies were running Solid Barrier, and I just had such a hard time getting through that barrier, because anytime I would want to start a fight, I would just basically not be able to deal much damage. For number 4, one of my favorite cards ever is Steel Scan. The perfect defense card. Reduces incoming damage by a small amount. It's just an amazing feature. I run this card on so many characters. I sometimes run it on Deborah, I sometimes run it on Gammas, I sometimes run it on Kid Gohan. It's just, to me, it is the tank card. And finally, we've reached the top 3. And I think these are the 3 best cards in the game. And at number 3, I have Limit Breaking Jump. This is potentially number 1, but in this current season and meta, we have Reduced Vanishing Step and Kefla, so it knocked down a couple pegs, but even still, a second Vanishing Step is amazing. It can be used defensively to run away or jump around attacks. I've used it to jump out of ultimates or offensively to catch someone To me, this is my go-to card 90% of the time. I run this card on a ton of characters. I'm not even going to get into the list. I've run it on every single character at least once. And for number 2, we have Defense Step. This card is so good. Reducing damage so much you can survive ultimates is insane. This card, after they buffed it back in Season 2, has become such a huge staple and one that I honestly love. In fact, I still remember when people were saying that they should make this card a tier 2 card and switch Steel Skin with this card. That way you could have like Vanishing Step, Defense Step. And honestly, it still would have been sick, but the way they went about it to make it one of the best tier 3 cards is so cool. And for our number 1 card, I have the one and the only Super Snowball. This card isn't as dominant as it once was, but still, in my opinion, the greatest card. Any character can use it and get value, but certain characters thrive with it. Same concept about Steel Skin, makes your character deal more damage. I can't even get into the list of characters that love this thing. Like Kale and Piccolo, they always run Snowball because the amount of damage they're going to be dealing is out of this world. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Make sure you guys like and subscribe, and let me know, what do you guys want to see next? I can't wait to see you guys later. Bye.
How you feel? I just wanna know. Are you really real, or you just a ghost? I'm too busy overthinking. It's all about the same things. Tell me how you feel. I just wanna know. Are you really real, or you just a ghost? I'm playing to follow the